In this video lesson, we will learn about spheres, their volume, surface area, and other properties. So first of all, a sphere is kind of like a three-dimensional circle. It's a set of points that are all equidistant from the center. It's the same as like a ball, like a basketball or soccer ball. But the point is that there's a center and all the other points on the outside are an equal distance away. And just like for a circle, that distance is called the radius. So circles also have a radius, and it's defined the same way. Just spheres are three-dimensional and circles are two-dimensional. So next, there's also the diameter. Just like the circle, the diameter is the longest distance across the sphere. And it is also equal to 2 times the radius. And we abbreviate these with d and r, just like with a circle. So next, there's 2 formulas. S stands for surface area, and the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So you want to think of this as like an orange peel, how much area the outside is. And next to the volume, and that is 4/3 pi r cubed, and that's just the overall size of the sphere. So once again, 4 pi r squared is the surface area, 4/3 pi r cubed is the volume. So now we're going to do some problems. So first, just some fill in the blanks. So the diameter 6 is what's given, and first we want to solve for the radius. We always want to figure out the radius first, and the radius is half of that. So the radius is 6/2, which is 3. And next, we can use the radius to plug into the formulas for the surface area and the volume. So S equals 4 pi r squared. And now we just got to plug in r, and r is 3, so it's 4 pi times 3 squared, and 3 squared is 9. So then we multiply this out and we get 36 pi. And finally, all we got left is the volume. And for the volume, we're also just going to plug in r equals 3. So remember, the formula is 4/3 times pi r cubed. And 3 cubed is 27. So when I plug in the radius equals the 3, I get 4/3 times pi times 27. Now this simplifies. 27 is divisible by 3, we get 9. And then we multiply out 4 and 9 and we get 36 pi. So that's the volume. Alright, let's move on to the second set of values in this example. So this time we're given the volume. It's 32 pi over 3. So we want to reverse solve for the radius. By the formula, the volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. So now we have an equation involving only the radius, and we just have to solve it. The radius and some other numbers, of course. So first things first, we can simply just divide both sides by 4/3 pi, and on the right side, that will cancel everything except for the r cubed. And now let's figure out what happens on the other side of the equation. So we have r cubed equals, and it's 32 pi over 3. And then remember, when we divide by a fraction, we're multiplying by the reversed fraction. So this is going to be 3/4 pi that we're multiplying by. Now we can simplify. The pi's cancel, the 3's cancel, and 32/4 is equal to 8. So r cubed equals 8. So then we can take the cube root of this, and you can either know or use a calculator, but the cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 to the 3rd power is 8. So that means that r equals to 2. Alright, now that we have r, we can solve for d and s. So d is the diameter, it's 2 times the radius, and of course 2 times 2 is just 4, so that one's easy. And finally, the surface area, S, equals 4 pi r squared. And we plug in 2, we get 4 pi, and then 2 squared. and 2 squared is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, so I get 16 pi. So that concludes this problem. Moving on. The diameter of a soccer ball is about 22 centimeters. Calculate its volume to the nearest hundredth. So the diameter is this distance across. For example, what I've just drawn. And that's 22 centimeters. So to calculate the volume, we're going to need the radius. And we know that the radius is half the diameter. So 22 equals to 2r. And then we divide by 2 and we get that the radius is equal to 11 centimeters. So I'm going to write this up here and clear up some room. So volume equals 4 over 3 pi r cubed. We plug in 11 centimeters for r. So we have 11 centimeters cubed. And this, since we want to have the answer rounded to the nearest hundredth, we're going to need to plug it into our calculator. So I just plug this expression into the calculator, and it gives me 5575, so 5,575.28 centimeters cubed. So that is the volume of a soccer ball. And just to notice, that's about 5.5 liters. Just in case you're wondering. Alright, so now the last problem. A sphere has equal surface area and volume. Find its diameter. So let's say we got this sphere. And they're a little bit hard to draw, but this is about what it looks like. And it's got some sort of radius, surface area, and volume. And of course, all of these formulas involve S, R, and V. So we have S equals 4 pi r squared, V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. These are just the formulas that we know about. And we know that S equals V, so these two things are equal. In other words, 4 pi r squared equals 4/3 pi r cubed. We can divide by 4 pi on both sides. So the left side will just become r squared, and the right side will become 1/3 r cubed, or r cubed over 3. So now to solve this, first I'm going to multiply by 3 on both sides, and then I'm going to divide by r squared. And when we divide by r squared, on the left side all we have remaining is 3, and on the other side we get r. So r equals 3. So there it is. Oh, but wait, remember that we were looking for the diameter. This is always important to check what the question was asking for once you're done, and the diameter is twice the radius. So it's really easy to make the mistake and say that 3 is the right answer. Anyway, I hope this video lesson was helpful. Thank you for watching.